time, it is the NCP's Clyde Castro, and he has responded to all of these comments that are flying thick and fast when it comes to accusing Rahul Gandhi of the statements that he's made abroad. Now, Clyde Castro says that BJP leaders seem to be sick in their mind and they need treatment for mental health. First, it was MLA Sanjay Gaikwad and now MP Anil Bon who have made violent statements against Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Now, remember, there have been statements made to the tune of people saying that his tongue should be chalked off, and that's the violent statement that Mr. Clyde Castro is referring to. And he's further spoken about how this should not be part of public discourse. My colleague Yesha Kotak is with us on the broadcast. Yesha, Clyde Castro wanting all of these leaders who have made these statements, violent one at that, to be booked under law.
Absolutely, because this is not the first such instance where a statement has been made. In fact, this statement that Clyde is referring to is a statement by BJP MP Anil Bonde, wherein he said that that Rahul Gandhi's tongue should be chalked out, and those who do that will get a reward of 11 lakhs. Now, this is the kind of statement that has been made by Anil Bonde, who is the MP from BJP. But like I've rightly mentioned, this was not the first such statement that has been made. In fact, before this, the Shiv Sena MLA Sanjay Gaikwad had also made a similar statement, and which is where we are seeing that now there is an opposition. There is a bit of opposing or by the opposition parties when it comes to this very statement that's being made. Over the last 2 days, after Sanjay Gaikwad, even Anil Bonde has made this statement. Which has not really gone
Yesha,
well.
I request you to stay on with us. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. We have Clyde Crasto joining us on the broadcast himself. Mr. Castro, thank you so much. Now, you have made this statement. It's a strong statement at that, but it's coming, on the lines of the fact that BJP leaders and MPs are making certain distasteful remarks against Rahul Gandhi. And this has become kind of a trend. Now that a letter has been written to Prime Minister by the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, do you think there would be a whip put out to the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders so that this sort of a shooting from the mouth doesn't really happen?
You have to understand that violence of any kind should not be acceptable. It should not be allowed, and people, like in public representatives, should not be allowed to speak like this. I mean, they are going completely berserk. Are they sick in the mind? Do they need mental health treatment? This is the question we need to ask, because BJP and the allies, earlier also Sanjay Gaikwad said this, now Anil Bonde is saying this. You are a public representative, you are inciting violence, you are talking violently. These people should be booked under the law. And I'm saying this should be done to anybody who takes law in his hands and is talking violently. And to talk about the leader of the opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, like this is completely unacceptable.
Why do you think, Mr. Crasto, this is happening? And, and to add to that question, I'd also like to understand if what's happening in Delhi with the Congress unit there filing a complaint at the police station, will we see something similar happening in Maharashtra as well, especially against these two comments?
I'm sure the Congress will take it up. We also, as allies of the Congress, we will take it up, because this has to be done. Violence should not be tolerated across the country. Whoever makes statements like these should be booked. Violence should not be tolerated. We have to live in a peaceful country. That's the point. I mean, a public representative is going on record to say things like this. How can it be acceptable by the Bharatiya Janata Party also? They should pull up the leaders. They should suspend the leaders for making statements like this. This should not be allowed at all.
Mr. Crasto, and this is a political, posturing that the Bharatiya Janata Party has always really stood by when it comes to accusing Rahul Gandhi about the various things that he goes ahead and says against the country abroad. That is the sort of a narrative that the Bharatiya Janata Party has so far taken whenever it is about Rahul Gandhi going abroad and speaking as a public leader over there. But when it comes to statements going down to this level, why do you think and how do you suggest that this sort of a discourse really is happening, and how do you think it's being allowed by the BJP top leadership?
That's the point. Looks like they're sick in the mind. They need mental health treatment, because how can you make statements like this? The point here is, if Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said something, you take him on that particular point and talk to him accordingly.
Yes.
Go point to point and, have a conversation, have a dialogue. But to make statements like these that are so violent, I mean, it's not acceptable. It should not be done to anybody. Nobody has the right to make violent statements like these, because that will only ruffle feathers and create further trouble. So, and public representatives, they have a job to do. They have a duty. They've been assigned a role by the public and put in that position. How can they talk like this? So the Bharatiya Janata Party should take the onus on them and make sure that they take strict action and among their own people.
And Mr.
Whether
Crasto,
it's their
important
allies.
to note here is that Mr. Shinde, Mr. Fadnavis, even for that matter, Ajit Pawar, nobody has spoken against this so far.
So that's exactly the point. I mean, leaders like this, if they're going to keep quiet, they can talk about everything, but when their own leaders are making derogatory statements, violent statements, they should speak up. Are they trying to say by keeping silent that they are party to what they are saying? They endorse what this person is saying? They have to clear their stance.
Mr. Crasto,
to
there
come
was a
out in the open.
statement that was made by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, when it was about one of the election campaigns. It really resulted in him having lost his Lok Sabha membership. And we all know about that case and how the BJP did not relent, did not let it go. It was about the Modi surname. And things like that have always been, we've seen how the Bharatiya Janata Party has lashed on to these issues, and they have in fact taken it to the end. Do you see the Congress really doing something similar when it comes to these remarks that have been made now against Rahul Gandhi?
Definitely. The Congress is strong enough and capable enough to take it to the end, and I think the measuring the rod should be equal for everybody.
Okay.
And these kind of statements should not be tolerated. The Speaker of the Lok Sabha also should take cognizance of this. The Speaker in the House in Maharashtra also should take cognizance of this and make sure that strict action is taken on that level also.
Right. Mr. Clyde Crasto, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.